All right, so we actually do get to drive this Land Cruiser on the road. It is a lot later in the event now to where people are going home, they're editing their videos, but we get to take the Land Cruiser. This one is a premium grade, very close to the, actually pretty much all the options for the first edition that will be coming to the channel soon. I haven't officially told you guys that yet, but if you're watching the video all the way through, then you are the real MVPs and you get to know that information before everyone else. But this is in the Heritage Blue color. We did some off-roading with it. It felt really good off-road for the most part. Insanely cushy ride. I mean, the Land Cruiser is just, it's a cloud. It is luxury. It feels really good. My only gripe on one of the off-road courses was just the fact that the steering wheel was like just a little too loose, but like right now as we're kind of going more up to speed because it's an electronic power steering wheel, it actually feels better at like 15 miles an hour. But when we were going very slow, like just kind of crawling, it just felt a tad numb, just a tad numb to me. Real quick, take a listen to the wind noise at 65 miles an hour. Not horrible. I think we do have, nope, there's not acoustic glass on this one. This is the Land Cruiser at 60 miles an hour, guys. Just gonna do a quick little loop with it. The MPG numbers on this are actually pretty impressive for it being this just giant box going through the air. And pretty spunky too. We're at going down to 50, the speed limit is 55, so we're gonna go down to 45 real quick. Gas. Back up to 60. So the iForce Max in this Land Cruiser on the road definitely handles well. This particular one has the Michelin tires on it, so it sounds very quiet for how off-roady they are. 18-inch wheels, insane visibility out of the Land Cruiser, just like the GX2 when I talked about that when I reviewed that in Tucson, Arizona. Stop yelling at me. Don't like that. The thing, I mean, I should be paying attention to the road, but I'm talking to y'all. But the GX had tons of visibility, and it is no different with this Land Cruiser either. Going up a tiny little bit of a grade, giving it a little gas. Feels just like the Tacoma, just climbing the grade with really no issues at all. RPMs are at 2,000 right now. And there's a lot of people driving Land Cruisers right now. Heck yeah, dude. Everyone got the memo. Everyone got the memo that it's at the end of the day, hey, y'all can take the cars out real quick to get some actual on-road impressions. They don't have a whole lot of these Land Cruisers. They have way more GXs than we did have the Land Cruiser. It's a big block going through the air. But powertrain-wise, like, it's good. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a 4-cylinder. It ain't no V8 anymore, guys. But going through these hills in California right now, and pretty much we're just climbing this side of this mountain right now, I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. Obviously, this thing's not crazy weighted down or anything. Hopefully, I have a turnoff coming up soon, because we're not really allowed to have these cars out for too long. That way, in case people want to do a quick rip with them. A little Tacoma SR5 right there. Very cloud-like suspension though, as I take off my my pedal from the accelerator, but no insane creaks or rattles. These are still pre-production models, so all the materials and everything may not be done up to the standard that Toyota has, but I mean, every pre-production model of the Land Cruiser that I've seen so far, from the reveal to now, has just been, you know, next level. It's been just like turning and going like a little bit fast, like through these turns, like 30-mile-an-hour turn, just going a little bit faster through it. Feels very planted, especially with the standard 4-wheel drive system on this. Obviously, like a little bit of a body roll because it is a bigger SUV, right? So there is a little bit of body roll, but honestly, not insanely bad. I do kind of wish at some point that the Land Cruiser may get like an eKDSS function like the GX does, because that's both, you know, kind of good on and off-road. But just cruising with this thing in a canyon, like for how big it is, it's actually pretty good. And that Yahoo was in my lane, but nice. What I've learned from this event is that the iForce Max engines You can't really tell the difference between it and the standard 4-cylinder until you're really like kind of at speed and doing like good passing power stuff. But just the fact that how heavy this vehicle is, just kind of carving up this canyon with absolute ease, is very, very nice. I wish that we could drive these a little bit longer and go on longer road trips with it, or, you know, back to our hotel that we're at, which is like an hour away. That would be really nice to really get comfortable with the vehicle and do. But still, the fact that I was able to just do this right now, which wasn't kind of in the programming, but we just had extra time, was very awesome. And I'm gonna turn off right here, and we'll turn around and I'll accelerate her again. Turn it real quick. Oh wow, look at that turning radius. Holy smokes, that's nice. Back up to 60, braking to get down to 30, and that wasn't hard on the brakes either. So I know it's not John like saying, oh my god guys, the 4-cylinder is the best thing since sliced bread. To be honest, I really wished that the Land Cruiser had the same engine that the GX has, that 3.4 twin turbo V6. Absolute money. I love it in the Tundra. It's really, really good. It doesn't get the best gas mileage, whatever, but I feel like that would have been the proper engine for this, leaving that V8, because that engine to me it's a lot better than the 5.7. I mean, I haven't owned a 5.7. I've owned multiple of those 3.4s. It's a very good engine, very good, powerful engine. It has had some issues in the early model years with the Tundra just because of casting and stuff, but for the most part, it's deemed to be decently reliable so far. Time will still tell, you know, over time, but there's 3 or 4, I think, over 100,000 mile 2022 Tundras right now that don't have any issues with them at all. So that engine in this, I was really hoping it would be in this Land Cruiser. I just, again, really like that powertrain, but the 4-cylinder honestly does feel really good. I would really, really like to drive a GX and this back to back to just really just see if there's much of a difference, because in the GX they did detune it a little bit, and that GX is heavy as crap. It is such a heavy car, and that engine feels a bit more spunky in the Tundra versus in that GX. Like it does feel a little not underpowered in the GX, but it does feel less powerful than the Tundra's one does. But this 4-cylinder in this Land Cruiser, ironically, when compared to the Tacoma, feels more spunky than the Tacoma. So that it's kind of like the polar opposite, where the GX feels less spunky than the Tundra because it's the same engine and it's the same platform for this and the Tacoma, yet this feels more spunky than all the Tacoma hybrids that I drove. It's kind of weird, honestly. But I'm just gonna cruise back now, guys, and enjoy it and just take it in and manifest eventually getting my Land Cruiser on the channel to share with you guys more long term.